Hello and welcome to the Clay Soldiers project. I'll be updating the project today. My name is Zitlag from the Thesneakybros, and we've got a fairly few decent updates here that I want to share with you guys. Now obviously we haven't had a Clay Soldiers video in roughly just under a week, so I know you guys are itching to find out what we've added, what we've built, and what has changed. Since the interactive tour went very well, we're thinking of expanding that a bit more, like we'll update that. So yeah, every week, pop back to the interactive tour, because there may be a few new videos added, and just we'll update them. So if we feel like the lore of a certain colour isn't what we wanted it to be initially, then we'll just change the whole video. And yeah, we'll update it. I'm being moved around. If you didn't already know, we are in the Wizards Tower in the Yellow District, and we have our wizards, our wizard class. So these guys have got like white capes on, they've got goggles, they've got a blaze rod, they've got redstone powder to shove in their faces. I thought I would show that. I just thought I would add in the classes, because I know people have been asking why aren't you starting to add classes. We are starting to add classes, but we're kind of making the Clay Soldiers choose themselves. That's why we have dispensers spread out through the whole entire Clay Soldiers world, so the Clay Soldiers in each town can choose what class they want to be. Either like a medic, a farmer, a mage, a guard. Then they can go to the shop and buy a weapon, or buy a blaze rod. And you're probably wondering what this is over here. This is our new series that we're actually hosting in the Clay Soldiers world. We saw the video, Ottervale and I, we made a newsroom. If we go up the stairs here, I built this myself, and I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty damn epic. What do you think, guys? So you're probably wondering, why the hell is it did you build it in the Clay Soldiers world? It's because the Minecraft news series isn't just about Minecraft. The newsroom will be about the Clay Soldiers mod, also the Clay Soldiers project. So if we feel like there's new news with the mod and that, we'll keep it up to date in the newsroom. We'll probably bring out a news episode every week, because they take a long time to edit, because as you can see here we have the blue screen. If you don't know what the blue screen is, it's in films where they have green screen and they have the effect of where you can have anything you want in the background. Well, this is it, but instead of obviously using a green screen, because it'll be a bit hard looking at Upthevale and I, because we're both green, we both have green faces, so that's why the green screen wouldn't work. So instead we installed the blue screen, and I think the effect turned out fantastically. Upthevale and I, we spent all day editing that Minecraft news video, so make sure you check it out and give it a like. I'll put an annotation on the middle of the screen now, so if you click that annotation, and that'll take you to the news video, which we spent a long time, so go ahead and check it out. So here's the newsroom. Obviously this room isn't for Clay Soldiers, this is for the two gods of the project, Upthevale and I. And here are the two cameras, just for a little aesthetic feel to it. And obviously it's got a nice view over the yellow town, very nicely. So I say this news tower, it took me about half an hour to make, and obviously we had to fiddle around with, we had to retexture glowstone we use actually. So yeah, we retextured it to make it pure light blue, and then we can turn it into that green screen effect. And yeah, that makes your videos look very professional, and we'll be using green screen in the future as well, just to make videos more professional, and just to make it look even better. So what have we changed during the week? I'll show you. We've changed quite a lot with the Sky Town. I had a real good go at it the past couple of days. I changed the spawner actually, because I know a lot of Clay Soldiers were getting stuck, and basically what we've done is their default class is they start with feathers, goggles, and glowstone. Goggles because they're in the sky, and obviously they're like sky lords, and Goggles, I've just said that. Feathers, obviously, because they're the masters of the sky, so if need be, and they need to, if they need to travel to the ground, they will use feathers as transport. Glowstone, because they can just light up, because they're all holy, because they're in the sky, and obviously there's like a myth that this is actually heaven, if you didn't already see in the interactive tour. So yeah, I'd recommend checking out that. What have we changed? And we've got a nice, like, if the cloud moves, this is why I like the effect, because it's like in the actual skyline. Here we actually have a chill out zone, a kind of like mini park where the clay soldiers can like rest up and just have a swim. And obviously it wouldn't be a clay soldiers town if we haven't got a pub slash tavern. So if we go in here, if I can remember how Up the Veil told me about how to get into clay soldier mode, I would love to know. I know it's one of the dyes. Let's choose, is it the cyan? Is it the purple dye? What about if I click cyan? Oh, I don't know. But in here, basically, there's two dispensers. One gives out meat, one gives out bread. They've got like a nice picture, has a TV. Just a couple of chairs so they can chill out. Then obviously they've got a nice decking area here where they can chill out and watch the sun set and sunrise. Right there. Obviously I have actually added another section to the housing area. To make do of the massive sky, we have a second layer of houses. I think this adds a nice effect to the kind of residential area. And obviously I'm going to fill that up with furniture soon. And this is roughly it. Oh, and also over here we have a Pegasus pen, because obviously this is the clay soldiers' main use of transportation, is they'll use flying Pegasus. They can fly up and down from the island, and soon I will confirm that there will be multiple islands, as you guys suggested in the comments. I know a lot of you suggested, like, why don't you make like wooden walkways, like bridges to different islands? Then I will do that. I'm thinking of having this to be the main island, then maybe 4 or 3 islands joining across from each other, and then we'll have a nice walkway with each other, and each island will have their own, like, will have their own meaning. Like, one island could be like a military, one island could be an education, one island can be a I don't know, just houses maybe. So yeah, that's what I've done for the Skytown / maybe Heaven. We're not confirming anything, that's up to you guys. As you can see, a lot of white clay soldiers have actually landed below us. I haven't fully be able to fence it off properly, but I will sort all that out soon. So they're just hanging out in the bonus town, just chilling out. Some are glowing, and here is their leader. He's on the ground at the moment, leading them into battle. I think it's Trotimus from Hat Adventures. I think that's who it is. And also, I've done an alright update to the oranges. Obviously, what I'm going to start doing soon is each civilization town is going to have their own source of food. So at the moment, the yellows has, I'll say, is the most biggest populated town of all. They've got loads of houses, loads of shops, loads of everything, and I think to myself, where are they getting all these resources from? This is the farm. Now, I doubt it's really gonna feed many clay soldiers, so what I'm gonna do soon is, I know a lot of you guys have been suggesting, is turning this area here into like a farm for the yellows. I'll speak to Up the Veil, but I could make, you know, behind the church area we could have like a mini farm full of wheat and all that, so the clay soldiers can obviously turn them into bread, and then we'll have to maybe get like a proper farm going, you know, where there's like pigs and cows and that. And obviously the yellows have their own sugar, like their own sugar cane farm growing here. So soon I want clay soldiers to be able to grow their own things, and then gradually, as season 2 is coming to an end, we'll do things like, we'll keep, for instance, we'll keep the yellow gate open and we'll add multiple gates more on each direction. Like we'll keep the gates open, and obviously if a clay soldier goes out of the radius of the spawners over here, then another clay soldier will spawn. So really the population of each town won't really, decrease or increase. It will a bit. It all depends how many clay soldiers venture out into the wilderness. And then obviously, for instance with the Skytown / Heaven, soon I'm gonna take away most of the fences around here, because for now this is just to try and keep as many in as possible. But in the future I'll get rid of most of these, and obviously they'll be able to glide all the way down and interact with other colours. For instance, the tribesmen over here. Obviously in the future we'll get rid of these fences and we'll have a spawner. I think the spawner is in the main tent over here. I can't remember where other. I'm not sure where Othervale did put the spawner. If he has added a spawner. Oh, here it is. It's in this tent. So obviously we'll get rid of the fences here. Then obviously the black brawlers will be able to just spread out and obviously hunt down other clay soldiers. Now, this is the big task, is we've got to fence off the whole world then. For instance, we've got to find all the nooks and crannies, like over here. We don't want clay soldiers falling in and dying. We're going to have to cover that up. Basically, in the end of Season 2, what me and Othervale have decided to fence off a massive area around all of the towns. And then massively populating each town, because obviously by the end of Season 2, each town will be hopefully almost finished and will be quite big, each town with hopefully. For instance, the dwarves, nothing's fully finished yet. Probably the yellows is more or less finished. We'll add a few more things every now and then, but for instance for the dwarves, I want to dig a bit more deeper and maybe add like a factory for the iron golem, which I did suggest but I never got around to doing. Instead I produce a kind of like a food production with pigs and meat. So yeah, soon I want each clay soldier just to be individual. They'll have their own classes. And then I had this crazy idea where Create Emma Art, or Emma, where she actually gave me this awesome idea of, obviously the farm, but making it so it's also clay soldier activated. So we don't farm for them, they farm for themselves. I'm not sure, we might have to add a few more mods in, but I have a few ideas of how clay soldiers could like farm their own stuff and things like that. Is have like pressure pads in this factory, but obviously a clay soldier will like have to come over to it and step on the pressure pad, and the pistons will move, and then the sugar cane will obviously, the top layer will come off, and then that's how the clay soldier will farm on its own without any like help from us. They will have their own food source which they'll grow on their own, and that's what I want to kind of head for at the end of Season 2. Is like each town will have their own automated systems. They will have guards. They will have just so much things going on. I want the Clay Soldiers Civilization project to be a cinematic without us even being there. I want wars to go on without us even setting them up, which will happen once we fence off the whole area and we open up the world and we try and maximize as much population as possible. Because then, once the Clay Soldiers go SMP, anyone can log on and they'll see wars automatically going on in the Clay Soldiers world, which is what we want to happen. And it's possible, it really is. It'll just take a lot of work, a lot of bug fixing, just trial and error. There'll be a lot of glitches, but there's normally always a way around a glitch. There's always normally a way. So guys, that is, I think, oh yeah, there's a few more things that we've done, like we're not going to upgrade the pyramid until 1.3 of Minecraft comes out, because obviously that's when the tripwires come out. and then obviously that's when I'll join the pyramid. So I'll have tripwires down there, I'll have booby traps, and I'll have all that. I think that's roughly all I've updated. I think that is. Soon, we're gonna upgrade the arena to make it a automatic battle. It's kind of working at the moment, kind of not. There's a lot of glitches, but Silver Turin has a map that she's made for us where it's an everlasting automatic clay soldier war of about 4 colours. For instance, Vale's idea now hasn't really worked because there's a lot of clay soldiers that are glitch. I mean, I know how he could easily fix it. All you've got to do is make the surface around there a bit bigger. But obviously, I don't want to change that now, because like, if you try and move these clay soldiers, look, boom, you just get smacked back. Let's try that again. You ready? Ugh! Wow. That could maybe be used as like a power source. Woo! Obviously, the 2 famous black sheep. So yeah, there's not really a war going on at the moment. There's just greens just hang. Oh, here we go. There's a purple coming down. Going in, flying in. Took out a green. Go on. Go on. Oh my god, he's getting ambushed by killer bunnies. He's still alive though. Wow. This guy's like really giving it to the greens. Go on. I don't normally cheer on the purples, but you know this time he's staying alive quite a lot. Anyway, speaking of the purples, everyone's like, when are you going to add the purples and all this? Me and Vale, we're not going to confirm any time of when we're going to add the purples. We will add the purples in at some point, whether it's in Season 2, whether it's in Season 3. Who knows? Season 3 has been confirmed, by the way. There will be a Season 3. The Clay Soldiers is nowhere near finished, because once it comes to SMP, a whole new set of doors will be open. So many more ideas, so many more community ideas with like real-time, real people wars with Clay Soldiers. Me and Vale have a lot of ideas of how we can include the Clay Soldiers mod into SMP, and how we can like make mini games and all this, but there's obviously a lot to be worked on. Vale and I, we actually have a lot of announcements to be made during this month, so stay tuned with the Thesneakybros. We've got a lot of cool features coming, a lot of new ideas coming, and we've got a few things that we're going to try out with you guys and just get you guys more involved. Anyway guys, I've been Zitlak. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Leave us a like, leave us a favourite if you liked it even more. Make sure you've subscribed to the Thesneakybros YouTube channel. Click the button above to subscribe. And as always, I'll see you next time.